differentiate between God's law and man's law. There's always God's and man's. Because God separated man from himself when they began to do their own thing. Because they were in leadership. Yeah, he doesn't have as much hold on men as he had back in the days. Back in the days when he first created the land, he put a hedge between us. He separated us. He divided us because we had too much knowledge. And we talked about that before on Babel. But nowadays, being the end and new world is, I believe the new world is prepared. I really believe that for a whole lot of people, the new world is prepared. And so what he has done, he said, okay, man's control is greater than mine's on earth, although I'm yet in control. I know it's harder for my people now. I know they're going through a lot. Yeah. However, I'm still there. Even when you don't get a contract, I'm still there. I am still enforced, is what he's saying. They can't override me. I have a way of doing things. I tell you what he told me the other day. He said, it's okay. I mean, because he can fold this world in. Yeah. And a lot of times, y'all, we think hell would rather be a better place because we're going through so much. But there is a hell. And there is a heaven. And we don't preach on that often. That there is a hell. There is a place that's burning with fire. Everyone is not going to heaven. But we ask, what constitutes heaven? Well, we want to say good people. But as we ask, what's good people? What's righteousness? What's true righteousness? And what's disobedience? We asked that question before and we say turn paper do Friday. That's your homework. What's the difference between righteousness and obedience? And as I explained earlier, and I gave you a little hint already, obedience back in the day was to his voice. That's what constituted the law. He spoke it. That's why it was right. He didn't write down forbidden things on a sheet of paper to hurt us. Oh, I just want to see y'all war against each other, so I'm going to go ahead and put that out. Now, that's a crime. That's a crime just to see us war against each other. That's a crime to throw behind people behind bars just to see if they can fight. That's a crime to put soldiers or anybody back there just to fight them just because. And no one is saying anything. We don't have a CIA in force. Here we are going through the ritual of a presidential election when we know a man embezzled. We know he beat a female. He molested children. He stripped those children of everything. He stripped the mother of everything. Well, y'all let them get away with it. Why would you continue to do something and yet beat on the men that you feel like was wrong? Because you don't like us, period. There's no justice in that. Well, she's a woman. I'm going to beat them, but I'm going to beat her too. Well, I'm going to keep doing it because I want to show them, y'all were going to let them stay out. Yeah, he want to prove something to the governor and the mayor. You let them stay out doing it and you going to complain against me. The people want to be on their side. They had the majority of people back then. So I'm going to go ahead and do it and see if it justifies. They could care less. As long as it's not them. No, you got mad because I called you out. You got mad because I called your wife out. You're the president. If no one else, you should be able to do something about a hazing, right? No, just give me my paycheck. I'm going up in office to be cool. I ain't going off in there to be no real president. I'm the first black president. Let me enjoy my moment. Well, you got up there to make a difference in the black community, in white community, Hispanic community, but especially your own. If you believe that we've been struggling for years, if you believe that the Caucasian man have, yeah, because that's what y'all say. Oh, the black man been struggling. What can you put into place to help the black man get balance with the white man? Yeah. That's what y'all complain about. What can you put in place? You don't go up there and be cool when you say that. Now, when you say, regardless of how you said, who you said to, you say the white man has been getting more over on the black man for years. That's what you said. That's your excuse all the time. You do this because I'm black. You're racist. Well, if you know that they're racist, and if you want to call racism, only a dummy would put that many whites in the place around him anyway. And now you're going to call racist? No, you just want to be giddy. That's what you wanted to do. You wanted to be... Let me stop fussing at this man. And yet you get up there and play. You and your movie stars and celebrities so you can have your name for yourself when you get out. And yet it reversed on you because you got up there to fight. You cannot let... Can I tell y'all something that's leaders, period? It's best to do right. And it's best to do right what's right in your own heart. Because people are never going to appreciate it entirely. I don't even care if you have one good friend. Eventually, If she's selfish, like some of the people, mankind is selfish. Their flesh is in control. They want what they want. And so one person cannot please the entire world. In order to be effective, you have to get a goal, a plan, a road to success, and walk on it. What is it going to take to bring our country into success? The best you know how. You have the minimum of 4 years, 8 years total. What can you really do in that 4 years? If you stay focused, and this is the whole reason we needed God. We needed God because God knows what's best for the land. He can be so good over here in America. Our president can be so good following God to where even other countries are affected by it. Yeah, because we're one world, y'all. What we do over in America really affects other countries. The pollution is going to rise, baby. It's not going to stay confounded to just America. Whatever we allow, whatever we put into place is going up into the atmosphere. It will not stay confounded to just America. There are some land that are more pure than we because we have governed the land. Governed means we've walked it in its entirety and we know what it needs. We know how to regulate it. That's what government means. We know how to regulate it. We're not just sitting in position letting it run and operate by itself. We're not just sitting up there for the glory of the position and for the money and power. The land is effective when we have good governors. I can sit here as an alien from another country, another world. And I come and we had 7 continents. But each continent has its own kingship, right? We have America, but within the Middle East, you have Africa, you have Asia, you have the continent, all those, because they're continents, but they're connected together. They're joined together, right? Just like Mexico and America. But if I stand here as an alien and look at each country, I can tell which one operates the best. If I fly over and I'm an alien and I can sense things in the atmosphere, I can look within your country and see what type of mess you got going on compared to someone else's and how they're governing. It's not like you're not going to have problems in your land. That's not what we're saying. But you're controlling the problem. And I believe, and I look into the spirit, I can see most of our problems up in the East Coast area, but more toward, what is that country? I want to say New York, but higher. I can see a lot of stuff going on up in there. I don't know why, but that's what I see up in that area. There's a lot of stuff going on in that area. But the country as a whole, I see they're sluggish, they're tired. I'm looking into our country, especially down by California way. Yeah. The one in the middle, I think they deal mostly with fear. Louisiana way, I'm looking at Louisiana, they just there. It's like, okay, oh well. They have no goal, no vision. They're just sitting there. A lot of them are going to work every day, but what else? Yeah, I see Florida's more like a happy-go-lucky state. You know, that's what I see in the spirit. But I'm looking somewhere down the little leaf part that stand up. I see my map. And I want to say up there by Michigan, but more over to the right, the little upside down foot in the air part of our country. At least that's the way it look on the globe. A little bit over the head of New York. I see a lot of stuff going on, and no one is attacking it. I want to say Utah is up there. Utah is over here with Texas. Is that Iowa? It's the little ones. What is that? It's a very small part on the map. I have to get my globe and look into it. But that's where I see my country, right? Yeah. So, I want you to also know that this is Renee's Radio. Did we establish our conversation? Because we had to go back to the law and people required to do more than others. Yeah, that was the conversation that we are. So a lot of times we talked about Jeremiah. And me saying that I really didn't want the Lord to use them like he used me. And only because, y'all, I want them to be happy. I tell the Lord all the time, me and the Lord sit up here, I tell you, I love him so much that, you just want to be able to have a life. And I know God promised me that he would bring me out.